Hello, all you beautiful people, past, present, and yes, and for those in the future, welcome back to KeyToDarkness stream, my grinding stream. Yes, we are doing this again, and yes, I have found a much faster way of gaining levels. Now, before, we used to do about 63 dungeon runs, getting 16 experience per in order for us to get to the next level. However, I forgot about one particular item that is really going to help us out, and that is the return feather. Now, typically in this game, return feathers are kind of like a nice convenience, so that we don't have to walk back to a war point. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the entire dungeon, and then when we finish the last enemy mob, we're going to use a return feather to quickly get back to the chaos gate, and then that will save us a lot more time. I've been number crunching, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of number crunching, and this seems to be the more optimal route. Saving me about, I want to say like 15 minutes, give or take. Honestly, I am really excited to see how this is going to be, because from my math, we would only need to do 31 runs versus doing 63, which honestly, that is great, but it's just cutting the time in half. Well, maybe not cutting the time in half. Cutting the amount of dungeons we need to complete in half. Hey, Magpie, how's it going? Wow, love that for you. Yes. Yeah, like, trying to find optimal routes to get levels faster is what I've been trying to figure out for a while now. And I just remembered that this item, the return feather, was one such item that is going to help. Now, granted, it is technically a rare item, so I would have to try to farm it in one way or another, meaning I actually had to buy it with using a lot of money that I had saved up. But for that, I am pretty confident that we're going to do this. I don't think we're going to finish it in less than 2 hours, because I got to take it to kind of ads and then the beginning of, like, you know, the starting soon type of thing. But I think I have found a more optimal way of doing this, even if it saves me a little bit of time. Like, 15 minutes is a lot of time between levels. So you're thinking, actually right now there's like 17 levels left, so 15 times 17, that's a lot of time. That's several hours right there. Yeah, that time does add up. Oh, 100%. It surely does add up over time, and I can't do the math right now because my mind isn't working so well when it comes to math, but it's several hours at this point. So to save, let's just say 7 hours, just to save like 7 hours of this is really going to make a huge difference, and I'm not sure why I didn't even think of it before. But it's good that we remember it now. Now, granted, I did ask you guys in the Discord, on Twitter, on YouTube, and everything, should I grind for chim spheres beforehand or do it during the stream? And you guys luckily said, but hey, let's make sure we do this off stream, so that way we can focus on the grinding, which honestly I am really glad for. Granted, it will still technically take the same amount of time, but I am doing it, I'm not doing it on stream, and I don't think you guys want to see me kick the same chims over and over and over again. Just so that way we'll go back and do this. And I think I have enough chim spheres to do these 31 runs. Now, if it were 60 or so runs that before, then maybe not, because each set of doors per dungeon is going to take about 10 chim spheres. But, you know, luckily, through 30 runs, that is a lot. Hey people, how's it going? You're spawning a gym. Hello, let me go ahead and spawn that gym for you. Let me see. Let's see. Where? Oh, I do need these up. There we go. And then where's the gym? Where's the gym? Gym. Here, gym. There we go. Boop. He's somewhere. He's nowhere. Okay, we try this one. He's not there. Where the heck? Where are these chims at? Okay, hang on. Hello. Yeah, hello. I don't know why all the gyms aren't showing up. Oh, boo, are you kidding me? Hang on. I guess the chims don't want to show up today. The chimps don't want to be spawned. Well, that's because I kicked all of them. I guess I kicked all of them at some point. Sorry, boo-boo. Apparently the chimps don't want to work today. So here's what I'm going to do. Like, for like the next stream, I'll spawn 2 chimps for you. No redeem whatsoever. Hey, Knights, how's it going? Hope you have a fantastic night. No pun intended. Welcome, welcome. Boom. Yeah, the chimps don't want to be spawned at all. Alright. So, right now we got about 33 experience. We're going to go ahead and use a return feather. There we go. I know. Honestly, it really does suck. I don't know what's wrong with my images. Discord has been giving us a little bit... Not Discord, yeah, the chimps were shy today. Well, I did just kick 999 chimps before the stream, so that probably is the reason why they aren't showing up. I've been okay. Work's been crazy. Oh, tell me about it, dude. You know, it's just like work. I mean, you gotta make that money. You know, as long as you're making that money, everything. Excuse me. Everything would be fine. You know, as long as you're making that green, you gotta make it rain with green. But yeah, we are about 17 levels left for completing the challenge, that's for sure. Oh, we have to appreciate their sense of self-preservation. Absolutely. When I say I've kicked 999 chins, I literally meant I kicked nearly 1,000 chins within the half hour before the stream started. So apparently they don't want to see me today. So that's all me for kicking all the chims. I'm gonna have to go back and see what the issue is with OBS. Maybe it's because I changed the size of my screen? I don't know. Boop, boop. Hey, a health drink. We could always sell that. Boop. Boop. Come on. The chims don't want to see the chim hunter. Man, where are all the chim ninjas at? You know, where are the chim assassins? Yeah, how dare they? How dare I? For eliminating an entire populace of chims for this challenge, just to save 15 minutes. I destroyed an entire ecosystem to save 15 minutes per level. Full generation, yeah, just, you know, all the chimps gone. Yo, Jay, how's it going? Welcome. Wow, everyone's here tonight. It's good to see all of you. Welcome. Yes, Jay, welcome. Just a little bit of updates, you know, for those who are just popping in. I am not doing half dungeons anymore. I'm going back to doing full dungeon runs because we now have access to a item called the Return Feather. I didn't realize that this was accessible in this game, but Return Feathers allow us to go directly back to the last warp gate that we passed. So, by doing it right after we finish the last enemy mob, we could quickly get to the gate and warp back to the Chaos Gate, saving us about 15 minutes per run. Now, granted, I did have to get a lot of chims beforehand, which is what we were just discussing. I just destroyed an entire populace just to open these stupid doors. But it will gain us more experience per dungeon run, and we will only need to do 31 dungeon runs tonight instead of 64. Or no, 63, excuse me. So, a lot more efficient, that's for sure. And a lot more faster, funny enough, you know. It's because this current dungeon run takes around 3 minutes and 45 seconds, if I'm not stopping or anything. So, by doing that, let's see. That is a slay. Yes, we are slaying the time. This is a speed run. Level grind now. Because even in just the few moments that we have, we're almost at 100 experience. Alright, see, 83 experience. Return feather, there we go. Warp. Because going through the rest of the dungeon would take more time than just getting back to the warp and just kind of, you know, doing this, you know? Not to mention the items that we get from the ranking rewards, like the simple gloves that we just got, is going to go back to getting more return feathers. So it's like we're not losing money and we're not losing return feathers from doing this. And plus, I stocked up on at least 90 return feathers. I had one for some reason, but still. Like, we have all these return feathers now. We can be a lot more efficient with our level grinding, and it's not going to take as much time. Now, again, 15 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but like Magpie said, 15 minutes is 15 minutes, and that adds up a lot. Now, I'll have to go on my calculator to you know, see how much like time actually is being saved from this. So 17 levels for an additional 15 minutes of saved time, give or take. It's actually 16 minutes, but I'm rounding it down to 15 because, well, of average times. And plus 15 is a well-rounded number, I would say. So if I could just with my phone, I could actually do the math right now as soon as I pop it up. Okay, gotta go do that. Da 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 da. Alright. Oh. Because we are going to be getting about 530 experience per hour. At least from what my calculations are like. So let me go to my calculator right now. Alright, so let's see, 15 times 17. So we'll be saving, yes, so much math. Yes, I'm not a geologist, so my math might be off, but we will be saving at least 255 minutes from doing this. So that is about, let's see, I want to say a little over 4 hours, you know. A little over 4 hours, you know, total time. Not like per dungeon, not per level, but just kind of like per, like throughout this entire challenge. So we've just saved about 4 hours doing this, which that is actually really nice, you know, because I think the total time is going to come closer to around 100 anyway. So just to get that number just even a little bit smaller is going to be really nice. All right. And I gotta also make sure that the camera work is on top. I'm on top of my game here because as soon as, you know, the battle ends, the camera kind of likes to be finicky like that, you know. Oh, 3 of them at once! Nice. Wasn't expecting that. Ooh. 2, 3. We're racing to the top. There we go. And luckily, this door would automatically have me facing forward, so even if the camera is at a wrong angle, I could always just target, it will automatically target the door and I'll be facing that direction. It's too bad we don't have the speed boosting items in this volume, you know. Otherwise, that might make things so much easier. Get rid of the goblins. And at the very least, we are seeing some new enemies. Like the Bakbazels, you know, are definitely a new enemy. So we've been fighting mostly the Gonbazels throughout this entire thing. And just seeing a different enemy type is just going to make things, if not a little bit less tedious, you know? Alright, let's go. Let's go fight the goblins again. So many dead goblin rookies. The goblin army has lost its, well, army. They have lost any sort of trainee that they got to fight against the terror of death. Ah, beans. Alright, over here. Alright, gotta go over there, gotta go. Poke. 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 See, even in just this, like, what is it? Not even 20 minutes? Not even 20 minutes, and we're already at over 100 experience. which is honestly really, really nice. So, oh no, I didn't want to do 2 hits. Damn it, that might have cost me a little bit of time. Just a little bit. Boom. Goblin attack force and defense mode, absolutely. This is definitely not the elite goblin attack force. This is just regular goblin attack force. It's the goblin rookie force. Okay, so as long as I'm sticking with the walls, I'm not going too far away from each doorway, then I think we'll definitely make some great time. I mean, it is too bad that we don't have access to skills with a wide attack range, because I think that would surely help us out in the long run. I think we're definitely not going to be able to get it in this challenge, but if we ever do Volume 2, we'll have access to great swords, and great swords have a long reach, and might be able to hit all enemies at once. And with how low of a cost, like, a lot of these skills are going to be, considering that we have such high SP, you know, and considering that I think we recover like 1 SP per second, I mean, we would be able to save a lot next volume. But I don't know. We'll see about doing next volume when we get there. I mean, we still got all these levels to worry about. Alright, so go, 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 go. There we go, 2, 3. Alright, there we go. And then target the door. There we go. Run, 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 Haseo. Run. You need that experience. The experience is yours to take. You've got this. You can do it. Dun 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 dun. 2, 3. They increased the night tides damage on the final night rain. I'm so upset. Don't get me wrong, I like the Deep of Night mode and Night Rain. However, I think it is not what I expected, because I was hoping that we would get some proper rewards for doing each layer, but so far there's no incentive to do it. Hey Jack, how's it going? Hey Claude, what level is Haseo? Haseo is currently level 33. We need about 16,000 experience in order to complete the challenge. Well, 16,983 to be exact. We're about 55 hours into the challenge, and we found a much better time saver. Now before, we used to do only half of this dungeon, gaining 16 experience. However, yeah, I know, still a long ways to go, but here's the thing, Jack. We have managed to find a 15-minute time save per level up now because of one item that I somehow overlooked, the Return Feather. Now, the Return Feather is an item that allows you to warp back to a past warp gate, warp zone, whatever it's called. And because of that, we don't have to go to the end of the dungeon gate anymore. And so, you know, because of that, our times for it, like, we could get 33 experience in less than 4 minutes, which I know it doesn't seem like that bit much of a time save, but, like, at the end of the challenge, we're going to save about 4 hours doing this, which is huge. Well, my week has been interesting. Let's see. First, I met some guy who's been playing the game and the entire franchise for a whole 3 decades. Wow, 3 decades. Now that's quite the long time. Then he taught me how to play the game properly, and now I met someone who has basically been playing for 5 years. Wow. Yeah, I'm only level 3 in the depths, but even normal runs and Everdark runs in the night tides damage increase, so I can't get to a church nearly quick enough. Yeah. Like, when it comes, like, I'm on level 3 of the devs right now, too. I don't mind the concept. It makes sense. It is supposed to be a hard mode, but they really didn't do too much to the enemies aside from giving them kind of like this sickly red palette swap and, like, doubled their HP and damage. And I get it, you know, you want to increase the challenge for it, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I like it. I do like having a harder version of Night Run because at this point, I think it had like the base game has just gotten too easy for certain characters. But I think the one thing that I don't like is that Revenant is absolutely useless, and I'll get to that here in 1 second. The 6 strategy, yes, thank you. Like we did try to do like full dungeon runs before in the past, but you know. We did try to do full dungeon runs in the past, but we didn't know about the return feather. But with that, we've gone back to this strategy now. Yeah, Revenant sadly sucks in the Deep of Night. And that breaks my heart because she has such a cool mechanic. Yeah, I know, I don't like it. Look, I don't like it either, Bibu. Trust me, I love Revenant. I love being able to summon Frederick and Sebastian to help out with it. But the Deep of Night it just doesn't work with her, or Raider, or pretty much any melee-focused character, sadly. Like, the only 2 characters that I see doing well in the Deep of Night are Iron Eye, because he's a bow user and can mark enemies, and he's just powerful to begin with, and the Recluse, who can not only do some good magic damage, but can recover her FP, you know? Revenant summons, like, again, she can do good, like, she can be good, but you need a specific build, and you cannot rely on her core mechanics, which kind of suck, you know? Because I do like the necromancy mechanic that she has, you know? Return feather. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's right. The XP is 1,000. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, like each level is 1,000 experience. Like, thank goodness. Like, if this were, say, Final Fantasy VII, we would be doing much longer streams, and I don't think we'd ever finish. The funny thing, actually, I've got to level 3 Revenant. You know what? You are a better person than I. Honestly, that just shows how skilled you are at playing Revenant. Me, I suck at playing Revenant without her summons. Like, I have to rely on her summons. Even, like, the raised, enemies, which I think Necromancy kind of saves it a little bit for Revenant, but her 3 main core skill summons are just not that good. Like, they just don't scale properly with the Deep of Night, which kind of, it saddens me to see, you know? Because I think that she could do very well if they decide to buff, you know, Frederick, Sebastian, and Helen, you know? Just buff all them, you know, make it scale with your level, and then, like, have it be, you know, and I think that would be fine. Like, if the summons scaled with your level, not the ones raised by Necromancy, just your 3 core summons, then it wouldn't be so bad. But seeing Helen go down in 1 hit, seeing Sebastian go down in maybe 2 hits, and Frederick, God, Frederick, you know, he tries, you know. I mean, the only way to consistently, at least from my playing as Revenant for Deep of Night, is to have, like, a lot of ultimate gauge speed, as well as, like a lot of ultimate gauge recovery skills, and so that way you could utilize her ultimates to keep everyone alive for about, like, I think it's like 15 seconds. But even then, 15 seconds every few moments, you really need to pick and choose when to use it. Yeah, I've been mostly focusing on. I actually wanted to try it as Raider, but Raider sucks in Deep of Night too, to an extent. You know, he can still do a lot of good damage, like, if you have the right relics on him. I guess you can kind of say that about a lot of the characters in Night Rain, but Deep of Night is not tailored for most of the current characters. Maybe it'll do better with the DLC characters coming soon, but, you know. Klonoa! Klonoa, hey! How's it going, Raiders? I hope you're having a fantastic night. Welcome, welcome. My name is Bob. We're doing a level 1 through 50 grinding stream. We are doing the best that we can, and so far we're doing pretty well. We managed to save 15 minutes per level now, starting this stream, and saving a total of 4 hours in its entirety. And we are about, let's see, we're level 33 right now. We're working on level 34 this stream, and oh boy, it is going well. We're currently talking about Elden Ring Night Rain and the new Deep of Night mode. Kid Ryan, how's it going? Ooh, nice. .hack GU. Yeah, .hack GU is nice. Such a fun game. Yeah, the summons don't last long except Sebastian. I always save Sebastian for revives. Otherwise, I'm always using seals and stats or Revenant Space Weapon with Endure post HP. What I like to do with Revenants, now, again, that's, I mean, it's kind of like my playstyle. I like having Revenant have, what's it called? Apply Frost with her claws. I don't think she has a high Arcane. I think it's like a B scaling. Hey, Katsu, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I think Revenant has a B scale and Arcane, but just putting Frost on her claws goes a long way because you can just quickly apply Frost and then do all your major spells for that extra damage buff you know. I've always seen the anime, but I do have the PS4 collection. Oh yeah, this is what we're playing right now. Not the PS4 version, but this is Last Recode as well. Fantastic series of games, and like we are doing this challenge mostly. I mean, I would say I started doing this challenge as a joke, and basically, yeah, I started doing this as a joke, saying, "Hey, maybe we should do this," and then I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be. And so we are now doing this. Like we're seeing this through to the end. I basically make Revenant a tank. I don't grab reduced FP costs or anything like that. I grabbed it. Yeah, damage negation is pretty much a necessity in Deep of Night. Like, there is no way you're going to be able to complete a run without at least a physical defense buff. I like to put at least 2 physical damage ups, you know, which is about, I want to say like a 20% boost altogether. 999 damage is crazy. Yeah, we've already hit the damage cap for each, and you know, we're learning more things about the game as we go along. Like you will see, like I'm doing an extra 1400 damage. That's because I have an augment that also applies wind damage, and from what I've noticed, it's not that like it would do 1 additional hit. There is a chance that it would do multiple hits per attack, so which is really nice. Oh yes, I grab weapons that have Frost Bleed for her too. Damage negation at 4 HP is a lifesaver. Oh, 100%. You know, especially for Revenant, who doesn't have a whole lot of health. I think like what would make her a little bit better is that let me see, what could we do for her? I think like if we had the Shadow of the Earth Tree Faith spells, because there's a lot of good ones in Elden Ring's DLC. Like if those spells were buff her summons. Oh, well, not just buff her summons, maybe buff their defenses a little bit. I'm not saying like full blown 100%, you know, damage negation, but maybe give them like a 20% physical negation, a little bit higher health pool, like just kind of balance them for the Deep of Night, you know? And then Revenant would be fun because there are plenty of characters that are getting more love than like things like Revenant, you know? Like Guardian, I love playing as the Guardian. I love the defensive playstyle, but Guardian, you would really need to work on a proper build in order to make him viable. Like, because I don't do the team battles, I do solo. So it's even harder for me because I'm not relying on people to take aggro. So I like Guardian Burb too, yes. Guardian Burb is so awesome. Like, he has such a fantastic kick, just being able to do damage on a guard and then guard countering, and then if you get the right perks, you get to apply another attack on the guard counter if you charge it, or on charge or whatever. I do know that there are some effects that happen when you do charge attacks or counter attacks, but Elden Ring I like to play. Love Demon Souls Remake and Bloodborne. You should definitely play Elden Ring. I would say hold off on Night Rain for a time until you like play Night Rain regular, because it is entirely different ball game. Like Night Rain is a roguelike come on. I hate the stick grip on my controller. But Night Rain is a roguelike that enhances the base mechanics of Elden Ring, but you know, it's like, it's not the same kind of game. Whereas Elden Ring, you can take your time, and it's an open world. You can pretty much go anywhere within the world, within a certain path or reason. But you know, I do hope you can play it one day. Like, it is definitely worth every penny. Like, I think my first playthrough, I put in 150 hours, and that was just taking my time, exploring the area, and not even finishing the game. I did finish the game, but I'm just saying, like, you could go like over 100 hours and not complete the game. Like, there's just so much there. Now, I will say my gripes with Elden Ring regular is that they do recycle a lot of bosses. Like, you will see like the Erdtree Guardian thing. I don't know what it's called, but the Erdtree Spirit, like over and over again, which is pretty much a reskin demon from Dark Souls. I'll get there. I want to play the Dark Souls trilogy next. Awesome. So I would say if you want to play it on release, I would suggest maybe 1, 2, 3, you know, regular. But I'm just saying, like, is this your first journey through Souls? I mean, I know you said you played Demon Souls and Bloodborne, but like, are you just getting into the series, it seems like? Or you know, have you played, like, say, you know, like Demon Souls and Bloodborne, just, you know, for a while, but never got around to playing the other ones? Level 33, eh? More than halfway. Yes, we are more than halfway there. Oh, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Yes, we are. And Katsu, we managed to find a 15-minute save with one item, the return feather. Now, I didn't even know that it was in this volume, but you can get return feathers from the Medic Union. And because of that, we were able to save so much time. You know, I don't know if you've been like watching like the various sections of like these dungeon runs, but it saves a lot of time. But yeah, I would definitely recommend. Dark Souls 2 was made by a different team. It wasn't directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki, so I would say if you want to experience Miyazaki's Dark Souls, play 1 then 3. But if you want a different take on the Souls formula, which I started with Dark Souls 2, so I didn't even know that they were pretty different in a lot of ways. So I would say probably start like 1, 2, then 2, then 3, unless you just want to go straight to like 3 or straight to 1. It's entirely up to personal preference. Funny because I never used them whenever I played. Oh, absolutely. I never used them either because a lot of the warp gates were just nearby. You could easily access them, you know? But here, you know, they are very much a necessity. Because before, I would just go to the very end of the dungeon, and these last rooms do take a lot of time. I think like 30 seconds or such to get to the beast statue. And just being able to just save all that time, like just warp to the gate and then leave that way, you know, definitely helps out in the long run. Boom. Boop. Boop. Alright. 281 experience. Not too bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, simple. It is a simple glove. We got the simplest gloves. Alright. Peaceful leading freedom. Womp 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 womp. Womp 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 womp. I don't know what it is, but I feel like we're gaining. I know we're not gaining more experience technically, but it feels like we're progressing a lot faster. It definitely feels like a much faster progression that we're doing. And so maybe, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about going back to doing 2 levels per stream, because I think, oh man, I can't watch because spoilers. but I have to mute tab and minimize go like breath. Oh no, we're not progressing through the story. Oh yeah, don't worry, Volp. This is just a challenge. So we're in the very beginning of the game. We haven't progressed too much. All we're doing, like, this is the first dungeon. You're not missing much on it. So yeah, you can go ahead and unmute, you know. So. Like, you're really not missing anything. You're not going to be spoiled about anything about this game, because I'm not really going through the story. I am doing a level 1 through 50 challenge within the first dungeon, so you're good. Spoilers, non-existent. But thank you. I do appreciate it, Volp. You know, you're awesome, dude. I'm glad to have you here. Ah, okay. Yeah, like I said, we're doing a level 1 through 50 challenge, which means that we're only gaining experience in this dungeon, and we're going to get to level 50. Now, once we do get to level 50, which won't be for a long while, then I will say, hey, spoiler alert, the story's gonna happen. But for right now, you know, this is just a challenge. A challenge to see if we could get to level 50 in just this dungeon. You know? And so far, we're about 55 hours into this. We need about a little under 17,000 experience. And we did manage to save a lot of time because we found an item that is able to help us warp out faster. Which is great. Excuse me. Very professional streamer here. Holy moly. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, we need about, I want to say, 5,661 battles. Give or take. And luckily, because of this item, you know, we can get more experience in such a shorter amount of time. Boop. Because I am dedicated to, you know, finishing this challenge. Because you know what, the .hack community, you know, should receive, you know, should have something. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, this is for the .hack community. I am doing this to put .hack on the map. If people can get through Final Fantasy VII, Kingdom Hearts, and I don't know if there's any other games that people have completed this challenge with, if I can do the same for this game, you know, then we can probably put .hack back on the map. But yeah, I highly recommend playing through the game yourself. You know, like, not doing this, obviously, but, you know, just kind of, you know, just going through the game, enjoying your time, because it is a... .hack has a fantastic story, really great characters, and probably the gold standard, I would say, for characters and whatnot. He reminds me of the guy who leveled up a, I'm gonna butcher this name, the Pardaran up to max level. Sorry, without choosing a faction. Oh yeah, this is the same concept. Like, this is the very first dungeon that we are in. Like, the first dungeon that you go through, technically, in this game, but, you know, like, this is the first dungeon after certain events happen. And so, basically, we're just going through this, we're leveling up to level 50, and only getting 1 experience per enemy. I'm going through .hack entirely in chronological order. Let's see, mangas, novels included. I'm at the end of Mutation. How are you enjoying the original series then so far? I mean, I know, like, IMOC can be a little bit, I wouldn't say a little bit dated with its mechanics, but it is still a fun time. If I do have to make a recommendations, I'm not going to give any, I'm in love with it, yes, awesome. If I may make a recommendation, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but try to get as much virus cores as you can, because, you know, it may not seem like it now, but there's going to be more gate hacking in the later entries. So I just wanted to let you know before you get to outbreak and quarantine, because you're going to need a lot of virus cores for that. I'm even playing Fragment that's on private servers. Nice! Oh, that is so cool. I saw the quarantine is crazy hard with the core farming. Let me just tell you, the first stream I've ever done on YouTube was the virus core hunting. And I think, now I don't remember the exact number you needed for it, but I think you needed like 45 virus cores of various amounts just to unlock all four of the last four chaos, not the chaos gate. I mean, using the chaos gate. The last four gate hackings. You needed about 45. In 2 hours, we managed to only get about 20. And that was me keeping my infection level low. So if your infection level is high, you're gonna have a much harder time, because let me tell you quickly how virus core hunting. Yeah, it is insanity. So how virus core drops work is that if you're in the blue, you have a 50% chance of getting a virus core upon data draining. However, if you're in the green, yellow, red, it becomes that much harder to get virus cores because you have a much higher chance of getting weapons, items, and even rare items. Now, it's good for rare item hunting, but you will get less virus cores if you're in the red, or even close to the red. So I would suggest keeping your infection level very low, so that way you'll have that 50-50 chance to get a core. I could whip out exact numbers and say, oh, thank you, Katsu. See, Katsu is an expert when it comes to .hack. He can tell you about the numbers, like the total numbers for all 4 games. Now, granted, now I know it might be a little overwhelming, and I know I'm saying this now, but trust me when I say I just want to save you a lot of time trying to figure out how many you need. So I would say, like, whenever you're going through the story, try to collect as many virus cores as you can. I'm not saying grind. Try to save the grinding for when you absolutely need it, but, you know, still get those get those cores while you're going through the story, because there's going to be a lot of roadblocks, and I think that's one of my criticisms of the later games of the iMock trilogy, is that there's a lot of roadblocks, a lot of gates, like gate progressions in a literal way. It is still a fun game. I'm not going to downplay like how fun iMock is. It is a good game, very good story, decent combat. You know, the level progression is similar to regular MMOs. It's just that one aspect of gate hacking that is pretty dated at this point. I'm probably around your age, so the gameplay is dated, but I thoroughly enjoy. Oh yeah, I absolutely agree, and I actually prefer Fragment, aka Fragment or iMock's combat over GU. Not to say that GU's combat is bad; it is very fluent, but it is a little bit of a downscaled from the original system in a way. I mean, it's a lot more cleaner, you know, a lot more action focused instead of, you know, like the previous story. Yeah, the story is good. It is so immersive. Like, and they predicted a lot of things in iMock and even GU that would become common practice in today's internet landscape, which is mind-boggling that they managed to predict so much and got most of the things right. And I know what Katsu just posted looks like hieroglyphs, but this is pretty much the number of cores you need throughout your 4 playthroughs. You know. And as you can see, some letters are more of a priority than others, because look at this. 17 H's, but you only need 4 D's. Yeah, .hack also predicted Paywave. That is true. They predicted Paywave. They also predicted internet personalities. They've also predicted, like, VR headsets. Maybe not... Our headsets are not as advanced as the M2Ds, but they're getting pretty close. Like, with enough optimization, we could probably see M2Ds within the next 5 or 10 years. Which is very crazy to me, thinking about it, you know? Yeah, that's why I started with the novels, because how the internet and tech mirrors in real life than the authors knew, I'm sure. The first 2 novels were called AI Buster. Oh, I have yet to read AI Buster, but I hear it's really good. I hear it's really good. Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of .hack media out there. And I'm really glad new people are actually getting into the series. Like, I think now, like, when I first joined the .hack community, I don't want to say that .hack was a dead series, but it really didn't have as much attention as it did now. And I mean, I'm gonna stroke my ego a little bit. I think I like to I like to think that I contributed to a little bit of the dot hack boom as of the last few years, but, you know, a lot more people are actually making dot hack content going over the series and, you know, just kind of talking about it. CyberConnect needs to drop a real dot hack MMORPG. You have to get into it. Oh, that's awesome! I'm glad I can help you get into it, dude. That is so sick. You know, and that's kind of the goal. That's kind of my goal for my YouTube channel, is that bring awareness to dot hack, so that way we can get more dot hack content. Because, like, if you're like me, like, it has been at least 20 years since we got anything dot hack. Like, we didn't get Link, we didn't get Versus. I mean, we didn't even get the OVAs. You know, at least as far as I'm aware. We might have got GU Trilogy, but like every other thing dot hack. We didn't even get Guilty Dragon. You know, and yeah, I don't like mobile games all too much, but yeah, I'm going to find the video another tab. I remember, yeah, what it's like playing for. Oh, you watched that video? Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, like, man, I had fun going through that video because it's nice to see the differences between IMOC and Fragment. Because the experience gain in Fragment versus IMOC is night and day. Like, 10 times less experience in Fragment than it is in, like, IMOC. But it's still a fun game. Like, I do like the conveniences Fragment gives, you know? Netflix had Quantum for a while. Yeah, for a while. And I know Tubi had dot hack signed, but they took down all of their episodes for one reason or another. I don't know why. Not to mention, like, next year marks CyberConnect's 30th anniversary. I think it's like in February or something like that. And if they're going to announce a dot hack game, I sure hope we end up hearing it at the Game Awards this year. Or at least, like any one of the Game Awards shows that happen at the end of the year. I was playing PSOBB and wondered if there was a dot hack MMO. Your video might have started me, actually. Oh, that's nice! I'm glad that I managed to bring awareness to you about the game. Because I definitely put a lot of hours into it. Now, I didn't finish Fragment because it is such a long game, and let's be honest, I had to make several characters for the class ranking video, which I'm glad people like that as well. Because getting the community's input on, like, what they feel is the best class or their favorite class really gave me an insight as to, like, what everyone liked. A lot of people like using Twin Blades, obviously, because kite and whatnot. I'd love to see them remake or remaster the dot hack quadrilogy. It will have to be a remake because they don't have the well, no, I don't want to say they don't have the technology, but the old files are not compatible with their newer system, so they would need to remake it. Yeah, they definitely need to remake IMOC so bad because it is such a important game, like, to GU in, like, the future games. Maybe not so much, like, Link or whatnot. I mean, yeah, you know, IMOC is in Link, but it is kind of like a butchered version of it. Oh, you made up my mind and chose the Blade Master main as well. Yes, Blade Masters are pretty good. Like, they have access to heavy armor. They can do, like, a combination of might and magic. You know, like, there's a lot more flexibility you could do with something like a Blade Master than you could with, say, a Wave Master. Now, Wave Masters are pretty good as well because you can just stay at a distance, spam spells, and essentially lock enemies into place while you're kind of bullying them. But the same can be true with enemies. They can lock you into place, charm you, do effects against you, and yeah, it's kind of strange how half the time you can't even charm enemies, but it is funny when you are able to do so. Excuse me. Yeah, they definitely need to remake IMOC. They should release the IMOC remake and include R1, R2. You know, I agree with you. I think they should make, I know I've spoken about this a few times already, but they really need to make a Fragment 2 set in the world R2. You know? Because I want to see a customization of these classes right here. I think I would be a Lord Partisan, to be quite honest, because Lord Partisans, heavy armor, a drill spear, that's sick as fuck. Return Feather. If I ever made a Haseo build in Fantasy Star Online 2, I'm making him a bouncer. Phantom, second class. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. because honestly, I think we definitely need a fragment too. You know, granted, I don't know how popular dot hack is going to be. Like, if by chance the Game Awards does announce a dot hack project, you know, even a minor one, you know, like I hope that a lot of people end up like I really hope it's good first and foremost. If this theoretical thing does exist, you know. Oh, gotta go down here. They could make it immersive when we reach a certain point in R1 and unlock R2. Oh yeah, I agree. Like, I think now I'm trying to think. Like, making 2 separate systems for like 2 different versions of the world might be a little bit tricky, but at the same time, that is, you know, there are some good ideas there. Like, I think there's a lot that CyberConnect could do, and it would be really disappointing if CyberConnect just doesn't end up, what's it called? If they don't end up doing anything dot hack for their 30th. I mean, they've been doing a lot with the Fuga series, which that's a good series as well, and it's definitely found some success. But I think that, like, well, I mean, granted, you know, dot hack is not a CyberConnect game anymore; it's a Bandai game. I think Bandai needs to greenlight the project. That's all I'm saying. Bandai needs to go and approve them. I blame them swapping to Haseo. I don't even blame Haseo in particular. Yes, I can understand why people enjoy it. I even made a video talking with my buddy Tara about Sword Art Online and what he likes and what he doesn't. But at the same time, I think Sword Art Online got a lot of attention. Like, and as far as I'm aware, like, I know it's gotten much better now. Like, I hear, like, season 3 and after, like, it's gone, like, it's so great. Haseo got crazy overhyped. Yeah, I would say I do love the backdrop. I do love the setting of Sword Art Online. But if all the anime to not have filler, I would want Sword Art to have filler so that way we can understand, like, what what the world is, you know? I stopped after Gun Gale, yeah. Again, that's understandable, you know, because Bandai has focused a lot on Sword Art. It's good, but it could, yeah, like Jay said, it's good, but it could have been better, and that's kind of what makes it disappointing, because it could have been better. Like, it could have done so much. Excuse me. But you know what? As dot hack fans, we have to keep pushing, not pushing like forcefully, just kind of like pushing the idea that dot hack can come back. Let's reconnect the world, as it were. I like the first 2 episodes of Haseo than nothing else. I like the abridged series of Haseo better than I do the original, because I think it does the story a lot better. It's a lot funnier too. If Digimon Story can come back with oh yeah, absolutely. Like, Digimon is getting a new game, which I'm actually looking forward to. I want to play it. I know there's a demo out. I haven't gotten around to it, but I really want to play. I'm not the biggest Digimon fan, but the Digimon games, like the newer ones, have always been so interesting to me. I like Cyber Sleuth, though I've like, admittedly never finished it because I couldn't figure out where to go, or like what the objective was at the time. For me, let's see, for me, it was episode 3 before I was completely disappointed. Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I meant Time Stranger. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Time Stranger. That's the new game that's coming out, right? I think that's what it's called. Try the demo for Time Stranger. Yes, I want to try it. It looks good. It looks like an evolution of the Digimon system, and I'm actually kind of excited for the full release. Now, I'm not gonna lie. And again, I'm not the biggest Digimon fan. I grew up with Pokemon, but it just looks so good. It doesn't take long, you just rush through it. I actually might play for stream. Like, if I assume the demo is free, so I might just end up doing it for a stream and just kind of seeing how it is. You know, if you guys want to see that, you know, just let me know. I can put it in as a free stream Friday option, and then we'll go from there. I've seen people reach level 99. Yep, I'm not too surprised. I am not too surprised that people have already tried to get to level 99. Yes, 100% through. You don't need to pre-order. Oh, thank goodness. We need to bring back demos for games. Because, we need more demos for, these upcoming titles. You know, just get people hyped. My favorite Digimon starter... my favorite Digimon is a starter from Stranger. I'm so happy. You should really play Digimon Order. Next Order. I'd watch. Honestly, I will put that as my potential games to play. Because, currently right now I don't have too much money to be spending on games, but I am looking for games to play. I also want to play, what's it called? Hollow Knight Silksong. That looks like a fun game. Like, Silksong, I was never a big Hollow Knight fan, mostly because I never really got the appeal. But after seeing, Silksong, it looks so awesome. Yes! And, you know, I've seen all these people, talking about Silksong, like it just blown up, you know, recently. And for 20 bucks, it sounds like it's worth it. Hey, Kid Ryan, thank you for the follow. Hey, congratulations, you are a ninja. You got the ninja class. Oh, I'm still talking about Sword Art Online. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you're talking about Sword Art, Jay. Oh. Beans. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a break. And you probably can't hear me. We'll be right back after these messages. Okay, and we are back with more level grinding. Let's continue, shall we? Alright, let me catch up with what you all had to say. Yeah, I agree. It would have been interesting to see if we got to see Kirito through his loner arc. But then again, I have a feeling that they frankly skipped out in context of the original novel. Yeah, I mean, that kind of happens when you're adapting a light novel into a anime. There's going to be some things that are going to be lost in translation, you know? Not to the fault of the translators or just kind of like the adapters for the anime, but yeah, there's going to be some things that are like lost context or lost like meanings and whatnot. It does happen. And, like a lot of these things, it happens a lot. Boom. Even if the goblin. I'm a huge Naruto fan, so the ninja class is perfect. Yes. Oh, hey, what luck then. Ninjas are awesome, and I do like Naruto as well. I actually do want to play the Naruto. Let's see. I think it was Naruto Ultimate Ninja Impact. I do want to play that for stream again, because that was actually kind of a fun PSP game. There's like a lot of games that I want to play for the stream, but yeah, I never really had too much time for it. Yeah, Claude, but in most cases, it's something that's very minor. In Sword Art's case, we've ripped out 50 pages of context. Yeah, that's Sword Art. I haven't played the Naruto games, but they look fun. Oh yeah, like if you have access to like a PSP or a PS2, you should definitely try them out. There's a lot of good games for those sets of systems. Obvious exaggeration is obvious. I mean, it could be closer to 50. You never know, Jay. You never know. It could be closer to 50. I have a PS5 and can play Ultimate Ninja games. Great. I do own them. Yeah, look for the one I'm talking about. I think it's called Ultimate Ninja Impact. It's like a Dynasty Warriors Naruto game, if I recall. But it does still have the Ultimate Ninja type gameplay in a way. Not like I'm not sure if I have that. I'm not sure if I have that one on the PS5. I know it was on the PSP, and if the Ultimate Ninja games were, you know, released on the PS5, I don't see why it wouldn't. But if it isn't, that'd be kind of strange, you know? I mean, it's a good title. I mean, if not, you could probably just find it, you know, like, you could probably find a PSP for pretty cheap, you know? Like, yeah, probably. Yeah, you could probably just find the PSP for very cheap, you know, the game for even cheaper, and then just kind of go from that. Plus, there's a lot of good games for the PSP anyway, so it'd probably be worth an investment. Whoa. Opening the gates. I still have my PSP. It's in my closet somewhere. Oh, there you go. Yeah, just kind of probably be a good time to dust it off. Play a new Naruto game. Well, not new Naruto game, but just kind of like a new Ultimate Ninja game. And just kind of like, go at it, you know? Like the PSP had a good lineup of games, like Final Fantasy Crisis Core, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Dot Hack Link, of course. You know, like that's pretty good. Unsure when I buy the game. Don't have a job right now. Oh no! Yeah, Peace Walker as well. Like, there's a lot of good games for the PSP. Well, I mean, hey Ryan, I do hope you end up finding a job at some point. You know, like it's like, you know, work hard, get that green, and then you know, handle your responsibilities, and then you know, find some of these games. You know, I appreciate it. I was on Amazon from 2017 to 2024. Oh no! Oh, you're at Amazon. Excuse me. You're at Amazon. Oh no, man. I mean, I hope that you quit on good terms and you weren't fired or anything like that. Yeah, because I know Amazon is a pretty infamous company, and especially as of late. Warehouse job, physical back pain. Oh, man, that's even worse, bud. Yeah. But hey, I would say there are plenty of jobs that would probably be better for your back. You know, like there's remote jobs. There is well, I don't know any remote jobs off the top of my head, but I know that you do have options if you're looking for a job. Definitely looking for office work. You know, office work would be nice too, because there's a lot of people in demand who need help sorting through files and just kind of like organizing things. Never doing fast food again? You are a better man than I, because I will never do fast food. I already work. I've worked in public spaces before, and while I do enjoy what I do currently, let's just say some people can get pretty nasty. If you know the kind of people I'm talking about. The kind of people that think that they are high and mighty, that they know what they're talking about, like that they know what they're talking about, and not the actual employee who works there. You know, that kind of experience, huh? My first job was at Burger King, March of 2015 to November. Oh, Burger King. Let me tell you, Burger King has definitely gotten worse over the years. Like the other day, I went to Burger King with my mom, and we were, getting some food there. I ended up getting a original chicken sandwich because, hey, you know what? It's a guilty pleasure. I do like it. I had a coupon for buy one, get one. Like, the sandwich alone was $7, and they charge you an extra 60 cents for cheese. Cheese is usually standard on sandwiches, and the sandwich itself was $8. And let's be real, the sandwiches, they're just. I was planning on getting a job in stock or dishwashing position, but my job, like so far, has been garbage. No, that sucks, Jay. Has gotten to the point where I don't even try it this way. Dude, I would say, you just gotta keep putting yourself out there. I know, like, in these days, finding a job is pretty difficult, but I am confident that you will be able to find something, not just that, will give you a good paycheck, but something that you might tolerate. I don't know about enjoy. I wouldn't say enjoy, but something that will just get you through, what you need to get through. I used to love their breakfast food and hash browns. I was kind of the opposite. I don't like their breakfast stuff, but I do like their regular stuff. Bob! Thank you! Hey, Bob is a Dark Knight! Oh, one of my favorite classes. Congratulations! Thank you, Bob. I do appreciate you. But after 2.5 years, I got sick of it. I don't blame you, It's not yicking time, Titan. This is dot hack time. It is the dot hack time. Let's see, turn better. But yeah, guys, like for those of you who are looking for jobs, I do hope that you are able to find something, like relatively soon. Like if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for like some stable pay. I know it's really difficult, but you just gotta keep going at it. Like there's gotta be something out there, like there's gotta be something out there. Like there's got to be one person out there that is looking for some help, even like, just like simple jobs, I've been job hunting since September 2024 last year. Yeah, man, that's honestly that's kind of rough, buddy. Like I am fortunate to have the job that I have, and only because I've been working there for about 11 years. I won't say what kind of job I'm playing in, but I do work with people publicly, like customer service wise, so kind of fell into a depression hole, but I'm not going to get mopey and dark here. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like I would say the best advice I can give you, I know this sounds pretty generic, but you just gotta keep your chin up, you just gotta keep going at it, and you might fail over and over and over and over and over again, but you only need that one success. You only need one success, amidst all the failures, all the attempts to get a job. And I'm certain that one success is going to end up giving you, like, much better results than your jobs before. Maybe better, maybe worse, but I'm hoping for the better, So just keep at it, Ryan, because I'm confident that you'll be able to find something here soon, Oh, you're welcome. Like, I know times are really tough for a lot of people right now, and it's really easy to say, oh, like there's no jobs available, there's nothing out, and while it can be true, it wouldn't hurt to just try, it wouldn't hurt to just tell people, look, just keep going at it, like eventually you'll find something, especially what's going on with here in the US. Oh man, I don't want to get into politics on this channel because I'm not very knowledgeable on it. Yeah, I won't comment further on politics because I am not knowledgeable on politics. But oh boy, this country is laughably something. Just when I think I couldn't see any more weird stuff going on. It's rough right now. Yeah, it is very rough. Yeah, it's like a lot of people are struggling right now. Like I would say like in particular with the housing crisis that's going on right now. I know a lot of people that are still looking for apartments. Like, I moved into this current apartment. I was lucky because my coworker actually knew the landlord here, and I managed to find my current place for about 1,000. Everywhere else around me though is close to 1,600 to 2,000 a month. $2,000 for a single month in an apartment. It's crazy to me. Like, granted, $1,000, yeah, that's still pretty high as well, but it's pretty manageable because I get minimum wage, you know? I don't get a whole lot. Yeah, everything is raising up prices. Oh, absolutely. Like, my last apartment complex I was in, like, they actually kicked me out for no reason. Like, they didn't give me any sort of reason. They just say, hey, you got 2 months to get out. It was one of the most stressful times that I have ever experienced. I actually was considered just moving out of state because it was getting that bad. But luckily, like, my coworker managed to help me out. Yeah, 2 months. Yeah, 2 months. 2 months warning. You know, no explanation needed. And later on, I found out that they ended up kicking because my old apartment complex had about 72 apartments, used apartments. They kicked out at least half of the tenants of the apartment complex, just so that way they could raise the prices artificially, you know, from 1,000 a month to about $1,600 a month. No utilities, with the exception of trash. No utilities, $1,600 a month for a building that was made in the 70s. Can you imagine? And now those apartment complexes are a ghost town because people wanted to get greedy with apartments. You know? I was lucky enough to find a place because I had connections with people who knew, like, people around my area, but I know some people don't have that luxury, and some people are still trying to find a place, you know? It is, you know, I don't want to get too downtrodden on this stream, but let me just say that, my God, I really hope for anyone that is going through these tough times, you know? Thankfully, I've seen some states have apartment unions. Oh yeah, like, I think it's definitely a necessity at this point, because wages are not really going up at all, and a lot more people are struggling to make ends meet. Like just, you can even just think, like, even 20 years ago, yes, 20 years ago, probably wasn't all too bad, like, compared to this now. I mean, people were still, you know, working paycheck to paycheck, but I would say you could still save up, you could still do, like, a whole lot of things, and even after a little bit of time, you could still afford, like, maybe put a down payment on a mortgage. Now, like, it's almost a necessity to need a roommate who can cover half the bills, as well as being able to keep up with that. And even then, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, most of the apartments that I filed for over the last few years expected you to have 3 times the rent. Now, let's put this in perspective. 3 times the rent, you know, in my area is about, let's just say at the highest regard, $6,000 a month. You need to be making over $6,000 a month to be able to qualify for some of these apartments. You're talking like $40, $50 an hour just to qualify for some of these apartments, which I think it's stupid that apartments do that, you know? Just, I still live with my mom, can't afford to move out, and that is perfectly valid. Like, if you are, like, if you have an option, you know, like that, I would say, and you're taking care of yourself, you're helping around the house, you're helping with their bills, that is perfectly fine. No shame. I've done that. I used to live with my parents as well up until I was like 24, something like that. Like, I just couldn't afford a place at that time. I managed to get lucky over the years because I actually knew people, but again, you definitely need roommates, especially in certain states. Luckily, I'm at the point in my life, like right now, I don't have a roommate, thank goodness, because excuse me. Anyway, yeah, luckily I don't have any roommates. I'm actually living alone. I managed to find a 1.5 bedroom apartment, you know, in my area, And like this, I managed to make one of them into an office space, which is fantastic. But it's just real crazy, man. Just like how expensive everything is, you know? Bad timing. Yeah, bad timing, but yeah, Streamlabs. Look, if there's one thing you gotta know about Streamlabs, you know, like they're just they just don't know. Streamlabs does not know how to read. That's the thing. They just don't know how to read. Reading is impossible for a bot to do. Oh boy. Alright, maybe take a sleepy niece. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, we're doing good so far, but you know what? Enough of the doom and gloom about the woes of the world. You know, let's you know, let's do stuff. Let's do the level grinding. Personally, yeah, back to nerdy goodness. Yeah, let's get back to nerdy goodness. I would say this one more thing, Mike, about your comment. Personally, I prefer having roommates. I get lonely. Yeah, that's kind of my issue right now, too, because I live alone. I don't really have much people to talk to outside of the stream, so, hey, that's kind of why I stream, because, you know, hey, I get to talk to you guys. But, yeah, back to nerdy goodness. So, let's talk about some of the newer games that have been coming out. You know, some of the things that I'm kind of excited for, some of the things that I know, like, some other people are pretty excited for. Again, I do want to play Silk Song. Like, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Now, granted, I don't know anything about Hollow Knight. I know it's a sequel, sort of, I think. But, sequel to Hollow Knight, but... Ghost of Utai, or Tay. I cannot pronounce things properly. Yeah, I've heard some good things about Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't really heard too much about, you know, Tay since its announcement. It's probably just me. I'm probably not following up on certain channels and whatnot. Metroidvania. Yes, I love Metroidvanias. My favorite Metroidvania is Castlevania Symphony of the Nights. Such a fantastic game. It's from the infamous Sly Cooper devs. Yeah. Oh. That's right, what are they called? Sucker Punch? I think that's what they're called. And you know, speaking of Sly Cooper and Infamous, they need to make another game of that. Yeah, Sucker Punch. Yeah, they need to make another game of those series. I love Infamous, and I know a lot of people didn't like Second Son or kind of neutral to it, but Second Son was actually pretty good. It was my introduction to this series, and I do like the characters from that game, you know? I don't know what is the powers, you know, like the different places, you know? Yeah, Seattle was dope in Second Son. Yes, it is. I do not love Metroidvanias because I'm very, very forgetful. But luckily, there are maps. So far, I'm loving the Dot Hack Dream with Phantasy Star Online too. Yes, you gotta love the Dot Hack Dream. You gotta represent the Dot Hack community by creating your own Dot Hack OC in it. Second Son slapped hard. Using the controller for spray paint, which oh, absolutely. Like, I thought that was a pretty fun gameplay mechanic. Just going around spray painting like all these different art pieces. And I think the art pieces change depending on the morality of your character at the time. So I think like if you're good aligned, you'll be able to do more blue paintings, but if you're red, you have more like aggressive red paintings or something like that. Like, I didn't get the chance to play the DLC of Second Son, but I do like the idea of, like, paper powers. I think it was, like, paper or origami powers or something like that. I really wanted to play through Second Son again at some point. But sadly, as far as I'm aware, it is a PS4 exclusive. Technically PS5, if backwards compatibility maybe. But I definitely need to play it again. If by chance they do release the Infamous collection, or even this like collection, like all of them, not just like 1, 2, 3, but like all 4 on the PC, that'd be great. We need a new prototype. I actually have never played a prototype game. I think that was beyond what I had at the time. I think that's a PS3 exclusive? You might want to correct me on that if I'm wrong. I know that is because I don't think it was on the PS2. I think it was a PS3 exclusive. I've heard good things about Prototype, and many people want Prototype to come back. Oh, it was on PC and 360? Oh, okay. All right, well, great. I mean, if it's on Steam, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out because I have heard good things about Prototype. And yeah, we need to do Prototype. Let's see, what other games could we need? I say we need Jak and Daxter, a new proper Jak and Daxter 4, not Lost Frontier, but we need Jak and Daxter 4. Let's bring back that series. And I know some rumors went around a while ago about the game. Prototype 3 would be neat. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Prototype 3 would definitely get a lot of people interested. Sadly, Naughty Dog has abandoned Jak series, which really sucks because Jak and Daxter was such a iconic PS2 series, you know. And I did see some rumors. I don't know where I've seen it from. I think it might have been a video from Cynical from the Gamers Joint. Like, I think he might have talked about the rumors of, what's it called? Jak 4, but there are rumors of Spyro 4 and Crash 5. Honestly, I would not be too surprised because I don't know how well It's About Time went with Crash, but the Reignited trilogy and the what's it called? The Insane trilogy did really well. Like a lot of people ended up buying both sets of games, you know, and like I'd be interested in a Spyro 4, like a proper Spyro 4. Like give you some new mechanics. Maybe have us visit some returning worlds with a new coat of paint, new sections of it. I platinumed 100% the Spyro trilogy. Oh yes, I did too. I don't have the Reignited trilogy, but I did 100% the original PS1 versions. I still have the files on my PSP. Still stuck in Crash 1. You know what? Crash 1 can be pretty difficult, you know, especially, I think it's called Stormy Ascent, the infamous one that is known to be so difficult. It is very difficult for a kid's game. Like, you really need to be on your end game for it. I 110% completed Crash 2, but I do not recommend doing that. Yeah. I will say, there is one YouTuber that I have to commend for completing every single Crash Bandicoot game, and I think you guys might know who he is. KeyToDarkness, you know, KeyToDarkness, Canadian guy. No, he's actually a man, I forgot what he is. I think it might be an English YouTuber. Yeah, KeyToDarkness. Yes, yeah, KeyToDarkness. Yes, he is a UK. I want to say he's a UK YouTuber, but you know he's definitely a very comedic PlayStation-esque like review. I wouldn't say review channel, but more like a comedy retrospective on video games type of channel. Like he's done a lot of variety over the years. His sister works with PlayStation, and really, she ended up working with PlayStation Access? That is pretty cool. I mean, I know, like, man, Caddy always makes me laugh. Oh, absolutely. Like, he and his team put, like, so much effort into the videos. It is crazy, you know? Honestly, I wouldn't mind sitting down with Caddy one day. I'm sure that he is just as funny, like, in normal conversation that he is with his videos, you know? And I think, like, he's already surpassed 1 million subscribers or something like that. I know he surpassed it quite a while ago, but, I mean, yeah, he's getting up there. He's still doing a pretty good job for himself. I need to catch some of his streams one day. I think the last one I caught was, the Crash It's About Time ones. The only reason why I remember that is that I think like his camera froze on something in the middle of it. But excuse me. But yeah, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there that I recommend. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to think. By his sister, I refer to Rosie Caddick. Oh yeah, I know who you were talking about. I just couldn't remember her name. She's a regular on PS Access. That is pretty, you know what, that is pretty awesome. You know, let me go over here. Excuse me. that's pretty cool. You know, I didn't really hear much about her outside of like some older videos of caddies. I watched her YouTube videos a lot. Is she still doing YouTube videos? Or is she just full on PlayStation Access? Yes, through. Oh, okay. So she's still doing it through PlayStation Access. That is pretty cool. Man, I really need to check out her channel and see like what. Of course, PS Access. I need to see what her style is. Wondering if it's the same as Caddy's or is like her own different type of comedy. I never followed her separately. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You know, I'm trying to think, like, what other YouTubers do I recommend watching? Let's see. She's definitely his sister. Definitely acts like Caddy. Same funny vibes. Oh, we do like the comedy within the family. We do like the laughs, the funnies, the ha-has. You know, ha-has and British. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually British, but they sound like it. Oh man, I'm trying to think of what other YouTubers that I enjoy watching over the years. I used to watch a gameplay channel like years ago. I don't know if they're still making content, but there was these two. They were called Dante and Holly. They used to play through the entire Souls lineup, and they were just so funny. They're dynamic. I don't know if they're still making videos. If they do, I'll probably have to end up catching them. Let's see. One plays when Ding Dong, a game dev, shows his favorite old games. It's super funny and it's really cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember those names. One he plays and Ding Dong, a game dev, shows off his favorite old games. Super funny. I'm gonna have to watch that. I also remember watching Game Grumps back in the day. I think post JonTron, if I recall. It's been a long while since I've watched them. Let's see, what other YouTubers do I recommend? Oni was guest on the game. Oh, was he? Oh, okay. That's probably what I thought of him. Yeah. Game Grumps and JonTron are fun. Oh, absolutely. I know JonTron is still making videos to this day. And, as far as that, wait a minute. Actually, now that I think about it, I've never seen something on Twitter. Did he just have a kid? I think JonTron just had a kid recently. So, I mean, that's congratulations to him. I still remember when they did that bizarre baby spin-off. Oh wait, that's Smosh. Yeah, that was Smosh. Yeah, Smosh did a lot of weird things. Like, I ended up going through watching their flashback, like episodes where they go through some of their older videos, and the insight for the behind the scenes of what happened, it's just so funny to see them recall all of that, you know. And they had some, like Smosh had some pretty good stuff. Now, I don't watch them anymore, mostly because, like, their kind of comedy and their, their, content doesn't really appeal to me as much as, like, the older Smosh, but, you know, hey, I mean, they're still doing great, and, you know, Anthony is back in Smosh, and that's pretty cool, you know, after all that done. Yeah, I don't really watch them much. Yeah, but I mean, it's good that they're still doing YouTube. Like Ian and Anthony still doing YouTube in one way or another. I found Anthony's channel. Yes, I think I watched a couple of his interviews with a couple people. I think he did an interview with Odd Ones Out. I know it was some YouTuber. There might have been a VTuber or whatnot. I don't remember. But yeah, Anthony is still pretty good. He interviews autistic, furries, lesbians. You know, hey, Anthony is going to interview who he wants. It's his show, you know. And he's funny. Anthony's still funny. He still does a good job with his videos. You know. Oh man, like just. I think another YouTuber I remember watching growing up. I don't think he does YouTube anymore. I think he might just sticks to live streaming. Ryan Higa. Ryan Higa used to do like so many, like he was one of the pioneers of YouTube, I believe. Like, Ryan here is my best friend. Oh, hey, Clonoa, hey! Oh, hey, Hey, Clono. Hey, I'm glad you recommended Ryan. Ryan's a good guest. Let's see. I've heard of Ryan Higa, but never looked him up. Ryan Higa is a very... I don't know how to describe him. He used to do a lot of cringe comedy. Like, a lot of puns, a lot of subversive jokes. But they were funny... Like, at least back in the day, they were pretty funny because you never knew what to expect with the jokes. But eventually, over time, they did get pretty repetitive and predictable. I mean, even he ends up calling them out. Well, maybe not he, but even someone on the scene keeps calling them out in those videos. Like, are you seriously doing this type of joke again and that type of joke again? But I think Ryan now just streams. Let's see. Only famous Ryans I know are the little boy. Oh yeah, the kid that reviews toys, right? And Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Man, he really blew up in popularity after Deadpool. Like, he's a funny guy, and honestly, he's a great actor. Like, I'm really glad that he got the attention he deserves because he kills it as Deadpool. Yeah, the toy reviewer kid. Yeah. Oh man, I wonder what happened. I'm sure he's probably an adult right now. So he is so different. Oh, absolutely. Like, when you think of Deadpool, I think Ryan Reynolds, and I think in one of the comments they actually do like make mention of Ryan Reynolds, or in one way or another. I think it might have been before the Deadpool movie, but you know, it is it is pretty nice. Yeah, the toy reviewer Ryan is a teenager now, I think. Yeah, like a lot of the I didn't even know that. I don't even know if he's still doing like the channel. Obviously he's not reviewing toys, but like I don't even know if he's still doing YouTube. Like I don't even hear anything of him because YouTubers come and go these days. I think there's only a handful of original creators from the dawn of YouTube. He's semi-active? Yeah, he's semi-active. I know Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, they're still doing YouTube, which is great. There was actually a Ryan's toy review movie. Oh. And he sells games into yeah. I honestly, I'm not that surprised, but I don't know how you could make a movie about that. No. Excuse me. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there. Like, there's still a lot of the original OGs. Okay, if I'm linking here, I have link protection in the chat, but you can go in our Discord. Hang on, give me 1 second. I'll put the Discord in the chat. Here we go. Yeah, you can head to our Discord, and then there will be a section called recommendations. You can just go ahead and place the link right there, so that way people can find it later. Oh, come on. There we go. There you go. He has in fact managed to resist being canceled. Yes, he did. He did resist it, that's for sure. There we go. Tornado! Does whispering... let's see. Does whispering you hear also work? Yeah, you can whisper me as well. Like, I know that on stream, like, I do have link protection. I don't think link protection goes for whispers as well. If it does, I'm sure my stream will let me know. But yeah, go ahead and whisper it to me then. Yeah, like if it works, great. If not, I'm gonna have to figure out a way how to fix that issue. I'm just in a lot of servers already. You know what? That is fair. Yeah, just go ahead and whisper it to me then. You know, yeah, just go ahead and drop it in there. I'll take a look. Trying to cut it back. You know what? You are perfectly valid. That is totally fine, my dude. Yeah, go ahead and whisper me the link, and I'll take a look at it later. Because it might be something to look into. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's a lot of content creators that I recommend. Should be sent. Okay, I'll have to take a look at it later. It didn't show me any errors or anything, so you should be good. Yeah, we good. We great. We golden. We're grinding. We're breaking swords. We're talking about YouTubers and Twitch streamers. Yeah. I'm a Twitch streamer. Oh my goodness. And a YouTube streamer. Hello. Hope everyone's having a good night. We are almost at level 34. We just got less than, like, what, yeah, we need 250 more experience. And honestly, we're making some great time here. Like, it is really amazing how much more experience we're getting with this route than we had before. Because I think, like, before I would get, like, maybe around 400 experience per hour. Whereas now, I'm getting about 460 experience per hour. And so this one item that we got really saved our time. It is super crazy. It is so nice. It is so interesting. Oh. He'll be back. Oh, no, excuse me. I misread that. He'll be 14 in October. Yeah, man, time does fly. Like, because I would still be in stores and I would still see, like Ryan's toy reviews in like Walmart or something, like seeing him as a kid. And then all of a sudden he's like 14 now. Like, it's just like, time does fly. It just goes. Oh, it flies too fast. Let time stop for a bit. I don't want to get old. Pretty sure it's like 2 or 3 when he started. Yeah, I mean, he's had over a decade's worth of, like, this kind of work. And you know what? Hey, it kind of worked out for him. I don't know much about the backstory of Ryan or, you know, anything, but, I mean, hey, I'm sure it worked out fine for him. Boop, boop. I'm trying to think of other YouTubers that I've enjoyed over the years. A lot of the YouTubers I used to watch don't really make content anymore, so I really couldn't recommend most of them. Let me see. Because I used to watch a lot of Let's Players back in the day, like for Kingdom Hearts and things of that nature. I can only hope so. A lot of famous kids tend to be used by their families, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like, there definitely is a problem with that. You know, I won't go into that subject too much, but just, you do gotta be careful when children are involved, you know, in the YouTube space, you know? Like, if you're, like, you really gotta be careful when it comes to children on online spaces like that, and, like, you don't want to just use them as a cash cow, you know? Like, if they wanna join you for, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get what I mean? Yeah, you get what I mean. If they want to join you in videos, you know, then great, but I wouldn't use them as some sort of promotional thing, you know? Because I don't think that's fair just to put them in that spotlight, especially when they, most of the time, don't even know what's going on, you know? Or use them to intrude on people's privacy. Oh, absolutely. 100%. You know? Like what's happening with YouTube. There is a lot happening with YouTube. Like, YouTube has been acting strange over the last last while, I would say. Like, there's a shining example of the Ace family. Yeah, that just, ugh. That family. I'm referring to the recent AI age verification. Oh yeah, I know a lot of creators have gotten screwed over already because of that. Because their channels were automatically flagged as, like, for 18 or... I don't know if it's, like, their channels are flagged as 18 plus or their channel is flagged as for kids or something like that. I don't know. I haven't had that issue, luckily, but I know a lot of people have. I know someone that got implicated by it. They had to show their ID, which I think that's dumb. I think that showing your personal identification, because YouTube kind of jumped the shark with UK's internet safety law thing that is now sort of being implemented in the US. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, thought it was lagging stream. No, you're fine. You're fine. We were just talking about YouTube's messy systems, you know? Same here, no issues with age verification. I'm just trying, it's trying to be passed through you too. I don't know what it's called, but I know, like, the same exact bill, sort of, is being implemented here. Online, the kids' online safety. Exactly. And that's the thing, you know, again, I'm not going to get into politics too much here because I'm not a politician or a geologist, so I can't really tell you much about what goes on with it, but just, it's normally, like, when it comes to bills like this, it's never about the kids. I mean, they use kids as a scapegoat to try to control a lot of things. And I get it. I get it. There is a lot of dangers on the internet, but it is up to the parents to teach their kids are always a scapegoat. Yeah, it's up to the parents to teach their children the dangers of the internet. Just show them, look, like this is how the internet is. There are some good places and there are some bad places. Here's what you need to avoid, and here is what you're allowed to. You know, if you have questions about anything, we can talk about it, you know? Like, we can explain why things are the way it is. But a lot of parents don't want to do that. YouTube should not be acting as the parent. No, YouTube is acting as babysitters. That's the issue. Like, a lot of parents are just plopping YouTube in front of them. And the way YouTube's algorithm works, sometimes you'll get something completely different that might be inappropriate for children. I mean, there was the whole Elsa Gate issue, like, years and years ago, where, like, these child-friendly videos were popping up with Elsa and Spider-Man that were obviously inappropriate, on the YouTube Kids platform, for that matter. And did we not learn from that? I know this is going to sound extreme and messed up, but you can't protect your kids from anything. At one point, you're going to have to tell them to hurt you. Well, I would say there's a time and place to... Yes, I agree to a small extent, Jay. I would say, like if once they're old enough to comprehend just kind of like the basics of these things, yes, I would say sit down with your kids, tell them like, hey, this is what this is why we're asking you not to do it. Just be forward with them, you know, spend time with them on these platforms, so that way they don't accidentally go onto these things. And not to mention, there's a lot of parental protections in place nowadays where you can just set a password or just set something like a extra verification, so that way they don't visit these extra sites. I knew Santa wasn't real at 4 years old on my own. Yeah, it's always that horrible feeling when you realize that Santa Claus was not real, or the Easter Bunny, or the leprechaun from the fruit, I almost said Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms cereal. Yeah, I mean, once you figure out that things are not real, it becomes a bit disappointing. But yeah, it's just like, parents need to be parents to their children. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be super strict or super loose. There needs to be that healthy balance, you know? Like, yeah, sit down with your kids, you know, just explain how things work, because they will listen to you. Like, if you sit down and, like, treat them like a... Here's the thing, if you treat kids like an adult, they will appreciate that more than trying to be sneaky about it. Now, again, I don't have any kids of my own, so maybe my experience, you know, with family and whatnot might be different, but I think that just being forward with children would go a long way, yeah. Same here, no kids, yeah. I think a good example I was told years ago, I don't remember who it was, but he was a parent to a small child. I'm already enough child, that is true. I remember this one example that a friend of mine used to tell me. He was a parent. I don't remember his name. I just know that he had like a small child, 2 or 3 years old. He told me that one day his kid actually ended up taking an egg and ended up dropping it in the ground. And he used that opportunity to teach their children about solids, liquids, and what happens when you take, you know, an egg and what you can do with it. How things can be hard on the outside but be soft on the inside as well, using the dropped egg as a teaching tool, you know? And I thought that was pretty interesting, how, because a lot of parents would be like, oh, no, like either quickly wanted to clean it up or just kind of, like, worst case scenario, scold the kid for dropping the egg, you know? But just taking time to teach your kids, like, even minor things like that, goes a long way. It makes them curious. It makes them want to try to learn about the things around them. Bet you could do is add a pull boundary, yeah. And keep a close eye on them. Not hover parents, but close enough to see what's going on. Absolutely. Like, as long as you're just, like, you know what's going on, you know, you're not invading their space too much, I think it's fine. I'm 36 and I'm still like an 8 or 10-year-old at heart. You know what? I concur, at least on my own end. I am 31 years old. I am 31 years old. I'm 31. I and I'm playing a game meant for teenagers, you know, and I'm doing a challenge entertaining adults. So I am a kid at heart, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. Like, sometimes I think that's kind of a lot of things that we end up, like, losing when we become adults. We tend to forget what it's like when we have a kid, because back then, when we're children, we don't really notice the things around the world. We just know that things happen and just kind of like, whatever, you know? We have fun, we imagine, we just kind of do this and that, you know? Well, it's due to autism, I think. You know what? I'm with you there. You know? I'm with you there. I am the autism too. Yep. Me. This guy right here. And for the longest time, I don't really like saying it too much. Mostly because I grew up like in an environment that, oh, you're just using that as an excuse, or you're just, oh, no, you don't have autism. You are completely normal. You don't give off vibes of autism. Well, it's not really something that you can see. I have stage 1 autism, you know? Which means I pretty much function mostly. I just struggle with some minor things. Yeah, same? Nice. Nice! Ah! Let's see. I still laugh at the sign of Dick's boy. Dick. I just did it! I'm like a 21. Yes, I'm immature. I'm immature too. Used to be known as Asperger's or high function. Yeah, yeah, it's weird because I always refer to it as Asperger, you know, and that's kind of the word I use, but a lot of the doctors that I've talked to over, like, recent years, oh, we don't use that word anymore. As if it were some kind of taboo word at some point. And I get it. I get it, you know? I get the nickname for it. Honestly, I think it's kind of funny. Just... no way, me too. Hey! Yeah, we are all autistic here. We are accepting of all the tisms, you know. You know, we are all accepting here of the tisms. It is the doctor who named it is a. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't realize he was a bad person. You know. Yeah, I would say probably don't explain here like what the doctor said, but I didn't realize it was because the doctor behind it was a bad person. Ugh. Okay, that, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't call it that. I think tism is a much better one. I have a I don't even know how to pronounce that. Where I involuntarily repeat what I just said in a whisper, like, you know, it's funny that you say that, Bull, because now I don't know if you can hear it while I'm speaking, but sometimes I'll have this small audible tick that just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, kind of like Tourette's. Yeah, kind of like Tourette's, like you said. Like this small audible tick. I could hear it when I record. It's just kind of like, I know it's exaggerated, but I can hear that sometimes in my recording, and I don't even realize that I am making that noise. The first time I was ever told I had this tick, you do that too? Great, I'm not alone in that, because the first time I was told about this tick, funny enough, Empty Milky's, you know, she's my best friend. She comes on the stream sometimes and play games with us. She was actually telling me about, like, I think one of my former D&D players, and how he was complaining about how I DM and how, you know, I'm this, I'm that, and how he hated my stutters, and that I just had to look like at my screen and just be like, what do you mean my stutter? I don't stutter. I'm doing it right now. But what are we talking about? I don't have a stutter. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, you actually have Tourette's, Katsu? Oh, really? That must have been good. But yeah, what is it like? You know, like, I know like I know some people with Tourette's, you know, like, in the involuntary movements or voices. I mean, yeah, just if you don't mind explaining, like, what it's like to have like Tourette's, you know, if you can inform us, you know, that'd that'd be great. So that way we can kind of get a better understanding of what goes on with it, and just kind of like how your mindset on it. To be honest, I never really noticed your stuttering. Yeah, it's more of a it's very, very subtle. I try to cut it out as best I can. Sometimes it slips through the ranks, but it's just kind of like that small, it's a very small, you know? Like, almost as if my mind is trying to reset itself, you know? I know it's different from everyone. I'm sure talking on stream and recordings is great speech therapy. Yeah, that is true. You know, it is great. And honestly, it has helped me a lot with my speech and just kind of like trying to get better. Yeah, see, I just heard myself do it. Got a couple of takes. I bet you don't know when one is happening until it's. You know what? That's valid. I think I feel that sometimes too, because I just accidentally did that freaking tick. You know, I can't believe I actually heard it. I might have a tick, and sometimes the stuff I do is odd. Yeah, we're all a bit odd here, you know. You know, we can get a little crazy, we'll get a little weird. Thought it might be more like OCD. For me, they come more frequently when I let my mind wander. Like, if I can focus on a task, it's less. And honestly, that kind of makes sense. I could definitely see that. And if you're like stressed out, it becomes like more frequent and more just more audible or more like somatic, you know, whatever it is. I can struggle with multitasking, that's for sure. Multitasking for me, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I'm talking with you guys and playing this. But I think it's mostly because I'm so used to the motions of this kind of stream, and I can kind of turn my brain off and talk to you guys about it. Hard to listen to a video while listening to something else. Yeah, that is true too. Like, you have to focus on one thing or another when it comes to videos. But then again, I didn't realize the ticket was having a toad and like completely dissociate. Yes, that's the same thing with me. Like, I never even knew I had some form of audible tick until Jade, MC Milky's, actually had to point it out for me that I had some sort of audible tick. I mean, she thought it was a stutter. I thought it was a stutter too at first. But no, it's some kind of, like, at least for me, a very small audible tick that I very rarely notice. And I picked it up a lot more now. I can sometimes hear that slight brain malfunction within me. I don't know what it is. I actually find it kind of funny that I end up, you know, hearing that, and I'm like, oh god, now I gotta, you know, now I gotta cut this out of the video. I gotta re-record. And then, or you know, whatnot. It can get annoying, but I also find it kind of funny that I end up doing that more frequently when I'm trying to read my lines or whatnot. You know? And, you know, I have gotten some comments over the years of my videos, like wondering, oh, why don't you look at your camera while you're talking? Well, I can only stare at one particular direction for a few moments at a time, mostly because, well, if I focus too much on one thing, you know, I can't just be staring at the camera all day, because there's got to be something I kind of like looking back and forth of, you know? I researched Tourette's when I was in high school and learned some things. To be diagnosed with Tourette's, you need both motor and vocal tics. Thank you. I need a drink. I need my hydrates. Yeah, I just have the audible. I just have audible tics. I don't have motor tics, so I guess I don't have Tourette's. But it is just kind of like this weird thing I have. Yeah, and honestly, it's good that you know about, like, you're informed about this Katsu, so that way we all know, like, what it's about, you know? Love the Kingdom Hearts Hydrate. Yes, I know, like, it used to be just kind of like one that anyone could just press, but I realized early on, people could just spam the hydrates, like, not now, of course, because, you know, there's a timer, but could just spam the hydrate and almost drown me in drinks. Yeah, this isn't a tick or anything, but I do dinosaur hand. Yeah, just kind of like I don't know how to describe it, just kind of like dinosaur hand, like kind of just I don't know how it's done, but yeah, I've done similar actions before. Like sometimes I would just have my hand, because I always have my arms kind of like resting, because sometimes it would just kind of be like that, you know? If I had any kids, they'll be all roar. Yeah, dinosaurs are freaking awesome, yes! And, oh yeah, oops, I almost forgot, ads are playing. Alright, ads are going to be playing here in a few seconds, guys. We'll be right back after these messages. We are almost done this level grind. So, get yourself a drink and a nice little snack, and we'll be right back after these messages! I accidentally clicked the wrong one. Hello we're back with more Do You Raid? Oh, not raid. What was it? Do You level grinding? Let us continue, shall we? And so far, we are making some good time with this route that we have. We can set. We probably only need like 3 more. After this one, like 3 more dungeon runs. Yeah, because we're at 917 right now. Like, by this chocobo time. How come I'm not hearing the chocobo time? Okay, what? How come I'm not hearing the chocobo time? Did you guys hear it? I don't hear the sound alert. What is going on with OBS here today? I want my sound alerts, dang it! You know what? If the sound alert's not gonna play, I will do the sound alert. There you go. Apparently sound alert didn't want to work, so I just did it for you. My case for Tourette is considered minor. Interesting though, a lot of people with Tourette's manage to grow out of it. Really now? I hope some of your redeems are broken. I test one, but I'm trying to save pick for game. That's alright, I can go ahead and test it later on, because not just the redeems are apparently not working, but the apparently my Chim Chim images just disappeared. I don't know where the heck that went. So I'm gonna have to look over OBS and see where's everything going? Why isn't sound alerts working? Why isn't things going the way it is? I mean, the actual alerts are working, which is nice. You know, that's great. I can hear you guys following and subscribing and whatnot. But you know, it's just not working, and I'm disappointed. Let's see. Yeah, hey, best save before pick a game. You save those points so you can pick a game for me to play. I can't promise that I'll play the entirety of it, but the moment I end up getting it, we will be playing for stream if you do end up redeeming a game. Because there's a lot of games in the backlog, and well, yeah, depending on what it is, I may or may not be able to dedicate a full time slot to it. Which is why, you know, picking a game we could play for the first time, and then we might come back to it, you know, if we like it enough. Which 9 times out of 10 we usually do. All right, here we go. Return the feather. Return the feather, Kronk. Run, feather! Alright, so right now we are 944. I think 2 more dungeon runs would be. Let's see, so that's 66. Yeah. Oh yeah, Emperor's New Groove. It's just such a good movie. Yeah, Emperor's New Groove is that's a pretty good movie. A movie for Cusco. Cusco's movie. You know, the movie about Cusco. Yeah. LOL. Hey, Sideshow. Why power grind GU? For 2 reasons. One, I actually did it as a joke when I put it as a redeem option. I'm like, hey, let's do it. But then I got to thinking, what if I did? I mean, I don't expect any acolytes or anything for something like this, but I think like doing power grinding for GU is not only a good challenge to do, but I think it will be a good way to get some eyes on the Dot Hack brand and just kind of like have an accomplishment for the Dot Hack community, you know? Like spending all this time power grinding to level 50. You know, just so that way just for mostly the personal accomplishment. I've seen other people try to do challenges like this for Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 1, you know, games like that. But GU is a very interesting case because it's not like, you know, Kingdom Hearts where we could just guard gain experience, or Final Fantasy VII where it's all random encounters. Going through the same area, loading in the same area, defeating the same enemies, usually the same placement of enemies too. I got so sad that the GU Rico didn't get followed by IMOC Remake. Yeah, honestly, I'm hoping, again, don't count the chickens yet, but I'm hoping, at least for the 30th anniversary of CyberConnect, that we have some form of announcement regarding .hack. I'm hoping for IMOC Remake, because IMOC is pretty important to GU. Now, it's not that you need those games to understand what happens in GU, but there's a lot of context and a lot of references to those original games that would benefit if you remade those 4 games. And while the terminal disc does do a good job in explaining the original 4 games, there's a lot of nuance between the different character dynamics that just get lost when doing a recap like that. Not to mention, I would like to see a somewhat modernized take on IMOC's battle system, you know? I think it would be so good. I think it would be so good to have, like, just that updated system. Like, again, they're not going to be able to use the original files because it's not compatible with newer hardware. But remaking it from the ground up, a la Kingdom Hearts 1, I think that would be interesting. Just imagine, CyberConnect made the same game again. They just kind of took the audio files from the original game, placed it in new sets of assets and new, like, updated textures and features, and being able to just tweak the system as it goes along. I think it would be awesome. IMOC would be amazing with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII Remake system. I'd be happy if they upscale GU last recode. That would be awesome too. Remake combat. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think CyberConnect did help a little bit when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat. Because think of it this way, it is pretty much the same thing here as GU, a 3-party system that is action-based that has a trigger system where you get bonus damage from hitting staggered enemies. So there's definitely some GU influence within 7 Remake. Not to say that it's entirely, you know, a reference to these sets of games, but I just can't help but find it's very coincidental that GU's combat is very similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake's combat. It's just that is a more advanced system, much more polished system, and you get to switch party members on the fly. I'm just saying, it just seems very coincidental, you know? I mean, as far as I'm aware, you know, that is what is going on there, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. CyberConnect probably never, like, helped well with Final Fantasy VII at all, but it just seems it's a very similar system, you know, to this, and I just can't help but be reminded, you know. I really need to play 7 Remake again. I want to play Rebirth, but I never really got around to it. You sure picked the grasslands that Ellie likes. I hated these dungeon designs. That, you know, I probably could, but the thing is with this is the first dungeon that you have access to after certain events. I know there's some people in here that haven't played through GU yet, so I don't want to spoil it for them. But this is the first dungeon that you have access to, and which means it is the lowest level you can possibly grind at, you know, without, you know, going to like an actual level 1 area, you know? I'd only got like 1/3 of the way through Final Fantasy 6R. Yeah. Or no, Final Fantasy 7R, you mean. Yeah. Like, Final Fantasy 7R is good. I do like the game. The combat is smooth. Like, a lot of the story is still, like, what you remember it. But there are some weird choices that 7 Remake does that I kinda don't like. No, the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a great remake. Don't get me wrong. There's just some story choices that I do not like. Like, what's his name? Leslie? The side character from... Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to close out of that area. Oops. Oh, well. Oh, well, we're getting close to it anyway. Oh, that person lost. But, yeah, anyway, so, like, that one character, Leslie, that is in Don Coyo's, group, you know, the one that got, a novel, like I think it's a light novel written about him. Yeah, I really don't like his inclusion, you know? Yeah, Leslie, that's the thing. Yeah, I actually don't like his inclusion in Seven Remake because he's just kind of there, and all the characters like, yeah, we like him. He's a cool guy, but I mean, he's kind of like the minor character that is he's being treated like he's the protagonist. And we're level 34. We're level 34. Let's go. We did it. Level 34, and we made some great time. We made some really great time. I'm not particularly into Final Fantasy VII's Road, to be honest, and that is fair. Like, it is definitely not for everyone. I love the original Final Fantasy VII. I think it does a lot of story beats well. Like, and while I do enjoy some of the, you're beautiful too, Volp. You're beautiful too. Congrats on 34. Yes, congrats on the 34. Now let's go ahead and update these stats. So right now we're at 57 hours played. So let's see, 57 hours, 9 minutes. I don't know, 57, 46, 46, and 9. The level cap for this volume is 50. Volume 2 is 51, yeah, 50 through 100, and then Volume 3 is 100 through 150. So right now we're just focusing on Volume 1. Volumes 2 and 3 would be a lot easier because you have access to speed boosting things, but yeah, 34. Yeah, we're at 34. We are getting close to it. Let's see, 25. Wait, is that 25 or? No, that's the date. Oops. 09. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so far so good. Yep, so far so good. Now we go for 35. Yeah, not tonight because I do got work in the morning. But now let's do some maths. Let's go ahead and do some maths. Let's go back into the game. Let's see how much experience we need. Let's see. 34. Oh, come on. Man, the stick drift on my controller just sucks. All right. Anyway, so we need. Let's see. 15,999. Wish there were 200. Yeah, I wish so too. What's your job? Well, oh, are you talking about my in real life job or Haseo's job? I work in, but I don't want to say exactly where. Oh, in real life. Let's just say I work in the place where it has walls. It is a shop that sells walls. It is, I guess you could say, a Walmart. You know, as it would. It's a mart with walls. Yep, it's a mart with walls. That is exactly what we're gonna do. That's what I do. I work at a shop that has walls. A mart that has walls. I like that description. It's all good. Hey, you gotta make that money. Hey, minimum wage job, it's still making that money, and it keeps the bills paid, you know? Alright, so we got less than 16,000 experience. Let's divide that by 3. Let's see, 15,999 divided by 3. We need about 5,333 more battles. We need this many. We need this many. This many battles, this many experience. And that's our current time, friends. That is our current time. Okay, I just want to make sure, though. Just want to make sure that I'm pretty sure I saved. Let's see. Did I save? I know. I just said, so 34. Yep, there we go. So, friends, this is where we're going to call it the night. But however, don't go just yet. I'm going to send you guys somewhere else. I'm going to send you someplace nice. Someplace where you may get just as much enjoyment. You know? A place where you might be able to find new friends, new community, everything you've always wanted. Let's see who we're going to raid here tonight. Let's see. Cerberus, Rainbow Six, Bejeweled, Pokemon. You know, someone is playing .hack GU for the first time. Yeah, they're English. Okay, good. So, we're gonna go ahead and raid Taco Sam TTV. I love the name. We love tacos. Let's go ahead and raid Taco Sam as they're playing .hack GU for the first time. Yeah. Alright. So, friends, if you haven't already, go hit that follow button. It is absolutely free. Or if you're on the YouTube side of things, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. You can also head to our Discord to where you can go ahead and be notified as to when we go live. You can go ahead and talk with us. Participate in polls. We do have pre-stream Friday where you get to select a game for us to play on Fridays and such. I'm also a .hack YouTuber. I do .hack topics for .hack people. And next time we do this, we're going to get to level 35. So friends, I hope everyone here, and I mean all of you, stay classy, stay beautiful, but most importantly, it was fun watching. Yeah, it was good talking to you, Ryan. It's good talking to you, Bibu. Good talking to all of you here. Yes, take care, everyone. And I hope everyone stays classy, stay beautiful, but most importantly, have yourselves a wonderful night and have fun at Taco Sam's stream. Bye-bye.